afternoon, everyone. My name is Jennifer De Jesus. I am the chairperson of the Woodbridge Chamber, as well as the COO at Berkeley College. Thank you. I'm pleased to welcome everybody to the annual State of the Township presented by Mayor McCormick. What I would like to say is not all the accomplishments of the township, the chamber. I'm going to leave that to the man over here. What I would like to take a moment is to honor all the amazing women, and there's a lot of you out there, but as you know, it is National Women's History Month. So from Holly and Mary and Amanda at the chamber, Carol, Lisbeth, Sharon, Angie, Dr. Racinos, all the amazing women that make this town as great as it is, we're going to give a little hats off to them today. So I'd like to also at this time invite Peter Barcelona to lead the invocation and immediately following the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Good and gracious God, you are the source of all goodness and of every blessing under the heavens. We are so grateful to be living in a democracy where many play a part in making sure the needs and the desires of our residents are heard and met. As we gathered this morning for our annual State of the Township address, we ask your blessings upon our mayor, John McCormick, our town council members and administrators. May you generously give to each of them wise and discerning hearts to skillfully govern the people of Woodbridge Township. We ask you to pour into their hearts and into their minds wisdom, knowledge, prudence, courage, understanding, and compassion. Lord, we ask you with your Spirit to anoint their ears and their lips so that they may listen well to one another, that they will speak words of truth and of mercy. Provide our leaders with reminders each day of why they dedicate their lives to public service. We ask you to help these leaders, these elected leaders to public office, to be shining examples of working together, of coming together for the service of the common good. Help them to accomplish great things for the people of Woodbridge Township. Father, with joyful hearts in the spirit of thanksgiving, we ask your blessings upon the food we are about to share. We pray that in your great mercy, you would look kindly upon all those who are in need. Make us ever mindful of them and move us to make a difference in their lives. We ask all these things of you, most merciful Father. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Peter. Joining me today up here is obviously the Honorable Mayor John McCormick, Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin, Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez, and Peter Barcelona, Woodbridge Township. We now have the pleasure of being entertained by the Woodbridge High School Choir under the direction of Lisa Romero, who will perform the national anthem and I Love This Town.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, Spiller's got the third, and the fourth has got the root. Debbie Meehan is the voice of the fifth, and she's A-okay. Kyle, Brian, Greg, and Lisbeth at large, the team that leads the way. Yeah, let the world keep spinning round and round. This is where it all goes down, down, down. That's why I love this town. That's why I keep coming round. Say hey, say hey, say yay, say yay. You make me feel at home somehow right now. That's why I love this town. Colonia, Port Reading, Fort Hopeland and PT, Seymour and Abbott, now we're one community. There's Island, there's two more, there's Keysby, one more now, and Woodbridge, here we go again. That's why I love this town. That's why I love this town. No matter where you're from today, you're from right here. This is where it all goes down, down, down. That's why I love this town. Elric, Tim and Luca, John, Mitch and Haggerty, Momoto, Wagner, Gallagher, Crocker and Leslie, and Painter, Berniski, Morgan Hovner and Molnar, Walsh Kushba, what an awesome team. That's why I love this town. That's why I love this town. No matter where you're from today, you're from right here. This is where it all goes down, down, down. That's why I love this town. Say hey, say hey, say yay, say yay. I love this town. Say hey, say hey, say yay, say yay. I love this town. Say hey, say hey, say yay, say yay. I love this town. Say hey, say hey, say yay, say yay. I love this town.
Thank you, Lisa and the Woodbridge Choir. At this time, I'd like to bring up and introduce Holly Church Doyle, the Executive Director of the Woodbridge Chamber.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Lisa, and the Woodbridge Choir. That was awesome. So before we get to hear from my favorite mayor, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and thank our generous sponsors who have made this event possible. Their support plays a crucial role in ensuring that our community can come together and thrive. Acrosure Reliance Insurance Group, A-List Janitorial, Bayshore Family of Companies, Best Rent New Jersey, Bush Law Group, Craig's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, CME Associates, Donald T. Brown, Special Needs Funding Coach, New Jersey District 19, Elizabethtown Gas, Federal Business Centers, Hackensack Meridian Health JFK University Medical Center, and Hackensack Meridian Raritan Bay Medical Center, Hotels Unlimited and TFE Properties. Oh yeah, round of applause, right? Law offices of Nolan and Lang, McManaman, Scotland, and Bauman, LLC, Middlesex Water, Minuteman Press of Edison, Northfield Bank, PSE&G, Techie Geek, T&M Associates, Wegmans, Wick Companies, and finally, Walentz, Goldman, and Spitzer. Thank you very much. Thank you for your continued support of the Woodbridge Chamber of Commerce. I would like to take a minute to acknowledge our 2025 sustaining sponsors: Wick Companies, Hackensack Meridian Health, JFK University Medical Center, Hackensack Meridian Raritan Bay Medical Center, Northfield Bank, Craig's Plumbing, Bayshore Family of Companies, Middlesex Water, Techie Geek, Minuteman Press of Edison, and A-List Janitorial. Thank you very much for your generosity. So something a little special on everybody's table. Nothing Bundt Cakes is a new business that is located in St. George's Crossing, who is having their ribbon cutting tomorrow. They have generously donated a delicious Bundt cake for everybody. So please enjoy. If you don't like the flavor you were given, just exchange it with somebody at your table, right? So thank you to Stephen and Richard from Nothing Bundt Cakes. And before we finally get to hear from Mayor McCormick, I just want to remind everybody that we are selling 50/50 tickets. We're in the back of the room. Right now, the prize to the winner is $530. Not a bad way to end your Thursday. So please see us in the back of the room. And finally, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing the Honorable Mayor John McCormick.
Thank you. It is once again our pleasure to present the annual State of the Township address to the families and businesses of Woodbridge Township. Thank you first to the Woodbridge Chamber of Commerce for sponsoring this annual event. The Chamber has truly been a positive force and partner with the Township as we focus on economic development projects throughout Woodbridge. When companies looking to expand within or move to the Township see a vibrant Chamber, it really matters to them knowing that their chances for success are improved. Thank you to Executive Director Holly Church Doyle and Membership Director Mary Gable, along with Board President Jennifer DeJesus and the entire Board of Directors for your continued dedication to the business community and strong economy of Woodbridge Township. Congratulations on attracting 74 new members last year and for the 21 Chamber events in 2024 that brought together our businesses to learn and socialize and interact for business connections. Would the management team of the Chamber and any board members please stand and be recognized. Woodbridge's legislative body, the Township Council, deserves praise and credit for helping Woodbridge move forward. All of the economic development projects and all of the improved and expanded governmental initiatives you will hear about today are only possible because of the partnership between our administration and the council. It goes without saying that we have a unique relationship that is unmatched in any of our neighboring municipalities, and we thank the council for their support. Congratulations to 3rd Ward Councilman Corey Spiller, covering Avenel and Port Reading, on your election as council president for 2025, and also to our newest council person, Sharon McAuliffe, covering the 1st Ward of Seawarren and Woodbridge proper, for being elected council vice president. Thank you to Councilman at Large Kyle Anderson on your very successful tenure as council president last year. 2nd Ward Councilman Howie Bauer, covering Ford's, Hope Lawn, and Caseby. 4th Ward Councilman Vera Patel, covering Island and Menlo Park Terrace. and 5th Ward Councilwoman Debbie Meehan covering Colonia round out our ward team. Kyle is joined on the at-large team by Brian Small, Lizbeth DeJesus, and Greg Ficara to form a council group that is as cohesive, talented, and dedicated as you will find in any municipality in the state. There is rarely an event in town without representation by a township council member, and their support for our vision and mission is truly appreciated. Would council members present please stand and be recognized? Our senior management team in Woodbridge that helps create our mission and vision has an amazing amount of governmental experience. Our Monday morning planning meetings have 5 people with a total of 152 years of service with the township, with another 30 years of state government experience on top of that. Business Administrator Vito Simaluka has been working for the township for 42 years, starting out as a mechanic in public works. Township Clerk John Mitch has 35 years, after beginning his career in 1990 as the 4th Ward Councilman. Communications Director John Haggerty has 18 years with Woodbridge, after working for the state for 22 years where we first met. Chief of Staff and my best friend Carolyn Ehrlich has 33 years of public service, including 29 with the township where she started as a councilwoman at large and 4 with the state. Your mayor is the rookie in the group with only 32 years, starting as the Chief Financial Officer of Woodbridge and also including 4 years with the state. Experience matters, and institutional knowledge is essential to the proper operation of any business or governmental entity, but strong friendships and great working relationships matter just as much. This town is very fortunate to have all of you sitting at that table helping plan for the future of Woodbridge Township, and this job would not be as much fun without you. Would the 4 of you please stand and be recognized? The highlight of the year 2024 was once again the stabilization of property taxes here in Woodbridge. We have averaged only a $20 annual increase in taxes over the last 3 years, despite uncontrollable increases in insurance and pension costs. We keep our budget within state-mandated revenue and spending cap limits because our employees are efficient. To them, saving money is a way of life. Keep in mind that the municipal government is only responsible for about a quarter of your property tax bill, as the remaining portion is handled by the Board of Education, County of Middlesex, and our local fire districts. We consistently pay down more debt annually than we incur, and we have an aggressive program for pay-as-you-go capital improvements that negate the need for borrowing in the first place. And our recent bond rating of AA1 from Moody's Investor Service validates our financial management practices. Infrastructure enhancements are a priority, and we consistently invest in road, sewer, building, and park upgrades, and state-of-the-art equipment and vehicles to give our employees the tools they need to provide the best programs and services to the businesses and residents of Woodbridge. The appropriations portion of the municipal budget is only half of the equation, though, as revenues are just as important to keep property taxes stable. In Woodbridge, this means bringing in more businesses to share in the tax burden and lessen the impact on our residents. In many cases, these new economic development projects replace eyesores or clean up contaminated properties and bring employment opportunities along with new dining and shopping options. We are very fortunate to work with the best developers who take pride in their work and who support our township's various charitable and community efforts. The township's continued use of payments in lieu of taxes, or pilots, has provided nearly $30 million in revenue in our current budget, which will rise to $35 million in 3 years. That equates to over $800 per household in Woodbridge. Pilots attract these great developments and give us a competitive advantage over other towns seeking the same redevelopment projects without pilots. Pilots have enabled us to allocate resources in ways that other towns can't, particularly when it comes to building new schools, expanding existing schools, and providing for important and necessary security and technology upgrades for our students, teachers, and staff. Over the 10-year period from 2018 through 2027, Woodbridge Township will have provided nearly $200 million to our school district from pilot payments, which is more than the rest of the state combined. That is worth repeating. $200 million invested in our schools in 10 years. This money comes from new businesses and not from our residents. Our investments allow the school district to allocate more monies in their budgets directly into the classrooms. We have a new school at Ross Street 11, and we'll soon have new schools at Avenel Street 4 and Hope Lawn 10, and practically new schools at Oak Tree 29, Woodbridge Middle, and Avenel Street 5, with expanded schools at Matthew Jago 28 and Lafayette Estates 25. No town in New Jersey is investing in school infrastructure like Woodbridge. It's a very simple formula. A town and a school district both have the same taxpayers, and it does not matter which entity pays for a building or an athletic field or for a program or service, as long as it is for the betterment of our common constituents, whether they are students, family, or seniors. The $48 million new School 10 project in Hope Lawn will hopefully be approved soon at the Clyde Avenue Park site. In exchange for giving the board 5 acres there, the township will receive 2 acres at the former School 14 site, which will become a playground, and 10 acres of woods at School 22, which is not needed by the board. Hope Lawn and Caseby students will then have a local school instead of traveling over a half hour each way to school every day. Neighborhood schools are the heart of a community that ensure that every child has access to a quality education close to home. Another $30 million investment beginning this year will cover security improvements and additional enhancements in every other school in the district, which is of utmost importance to everyone. Councilman Brian Small has utilized his 25 years as a police officer and his many years as a member of the Board of Education to lead their effort as the board's head of security. A special thanks to Superintendent Dr. Joe Massimino and his administration team, along with Board President Dan Harris and other elected board members, for their partnership with the township to give our students the best facilities of any school district in our area. If you work for the school district or are elected to the Board of Education, would you please stand and be recognized? The $78 million for School 10 and assorted other projects will be paid for mostly by one large project approved last year, the 250,000 square foot complex and medical facility being built at the Metro Park train station. We are incredibly proud that this building will house Hackensack Meridian Health and their statewide headquarters right here in Woodbridge Township. The complex will consolidate other office space leases in the area and provide 60,000 square feet to include a first-of-its-kind ambulatory center at a transit station in the country. Also included will be an urgent care center, a world-class state-of-the-art advanced imaging center, physical therapy, cardiology, phlebotomy, and a multi-specialty doctor office complex and consulting center with many other medical and surgical specialties. Hackensack Meridian has always been active in town through their mobile health unit and nursing staff at township events. Their commitment to improving health in our town will now be expanded as they will be investing $350,000 annually over 10 years as a condition of a state grant provided for their project, with the promise of additional programs and services outside of this agreement. This commitment will fund a complete community needs assessment and equipment and supplies for our mobile health unit and our nursing division. It will also pay for health and nursing professionals to help the township expand outreach to our homebound population and to our schools to supplement their nursing resources. A major project completed in 2024 was the Main Street Route 9 intersection, which took longer than expected and cost more than expected, but the final product is terrific. Cars can now turn left or right or go straight in all 4 directions into the stores, restaurants, highways, and apartments in less time and with safer conditions than ever before. Perhaps our most important effort of last year related to public safety, our #1 priority. We established the Township Ambulance Service under the direction of Dennis Petrick and hired 10 full-time emergency management technicians to staff the first aid station at the Ford's Firehouse around the clock. We now know that we will have people waiting for calls in a first aid building who are committed to the township as their #1 priority to complement the per diem staff and our other 4 first aid squads. These individuals, along with our full-time firefighting and volunteer staff at our 9 fire districts, are incredibly important to our quality of life because they protect and save our lives. Would Dennis Petrick and any emergency services personnel please stand and be recognized? The new Green Oak Senior Apartment Complex in Fords was completed last year to replace the 70-year-old Olson Towers next door in an Energy Star award-winning project, and the seniors could not be happier. Work has started on the market rate units on the former Olson site to help bring customers to our New Brunswick Avenue and King George Road businesses, stores, and restaurants, copying the success of Main Street with $13 million in tax revenues on top of that. Councilman Howie Bauer's support and advice for this project has been very much appreciated. Our Oak Tree Road Business District in Island has seen enormous growth and is one of the largest Asian Indian shopping and dining districts in the country. Malabar, the largest jewelry store chain in India, opened in Island a few years ago and was just joined by Kalyan, the 2nd largest, and will soon be joined by Joya Lucas, the 3rd largest, to form the only place in the United States where the top 3 jewelry stores in India are operating in the same town. We have opened new parking lots in downtown Island and are looking for more. We are eyeing land for a new Cooper Tower senior housing complex and market rate units, and we are upgrading traffic lights and sidewalks and curbs to make this world-renowned business district even better with more stores and restaurants. Councilman Vera Patel's knowledge of the businesses and residents in the area has helped us make the right decisions for the future of Oak Tree Road and Green Street. Other projects completed last year and in the first 2 months of this year include the long-awaited opening of the Woodbridge History Museum at 86 Green Street, which is absolutely beautiful and worth a visit between 1 and 4 on Sundays, with expanded hours coming soon. The successful opening of Anchor's Tiki Bar on Cliff Road in Seawarren, with plans for dredging and additional boat slips, including for Dock and Dine, assuming state funding and DEP approval. The opening of Barbell's Cafe at the club at Woodbridge, that has been equally successful for club members and for visitors from all over the country who come to play and watch hockey games. The sale of land on Port Reading Avenue to the Gurdwara Temple for parking to help keep cars from using street spaces in our neighborhoods. The opening of the Mad Hatter Cannabis Dispensary on Route 1 South, which replaced the Adult Variety Center, giving us our 2nd and final of its kind cannabis facility and a boost to our revenues. The opening of a Korean barbecue restaurant called K-Pot at the former Blue Ale House site in the ShopRite strip mall on Route 35, and the opening of Perla Coffee House is another new amenity on a quickly improving Main Street. This year will be a repeat of the economic development successes of prior years, with many projects in the pipeline that will see activity in 2025. The most important project on the drawing board remains Woodbridge Center, one of the largest malls in the state, which, like most large shopping centers, has struggled recently in the face of competition from the Amazons of the world. The center's mortgage was purchased by a Wall Street investment firm, which then foreclosed on the property and hired Spinoso Real Estate to manage the mall, a company with over 35 million square feet under its jurisdiction across America. The owners have committed to keeping the retail theme of the site, and they are currently working with Spinoso and with Brian Rubin of Woodbridge Center to attract additional tenants. The Lord & Taylor land and building, which like Macy's is owned independently of the mall ownership, recently sold to AccuReference Labs in a transaction that will bring several hundred employees and high-paying jobs to the site to dine and shop and spend money at the mall's 132 stores. A new state law allows a municipality to create 4 new liquor licenses to be used on the site of large malls, and we committed to do just that, hoping that 4 new entertainment-themed restaurants will become mall tenants. It is important to note that we expressed our disdain for any apartments or warehouses on the site other than perhaps market-rate senior housing and for-sale ownership units. Other projects that will hopefully be in progress during 2025 with significant pilot revenues to the township include a nearly 1 million square foot warehouse in Casby on the Raritan River on the Perth-Amboy border, which will provide $97 million in tax payments over 30 years. A warehouse project off Smith Street in Casby, which will provide $34 million. A predominantly senior living project in Metro Park, which will provide $43 million. The Cloverleaf Center at the corner of Routes 1 and 35, which will have Sprouts Organic Farmers Market and Skechers Footwear as anchor tenants, along with Ann Taylor Loft, Paris Baguette, Habit Burger, Naya Mediterranean, Laser Way, and Alpha Fit Club, among others, which will provide $26 million to the township. A residential unit complex and new restaurant on Fulton Street off Main Street, which will also provide $26 million. A new Cambria Hotel on Route 1 out south in Avenel, which will generate $9 million. A new restaurant and 38 residential units on the Vito Mazza site on Main Street after that business's successful relocation to the Avenue and Green complex, which will produce $5 million. A small warehouse on Martin Street in Avenel, replacing a junkyard, which will provide $6 million. And 17 units of residences of much-needed market-rate senior housing in Menlo Park Terrace, which will provide another $2 million. Other smaller projects in the pipeline for this year and next include Angelina's Kitchen on Upper Main Street, which is opening very soon and which will be a fantastic addition to our township. 60 units of veterans housing next to the Greens at Avenel and Rahway Avenue, where our hero veterans can access programs and services right in their own building. A brand new Dolce restaurant in Forge with rooftop dining. A self-storage facility at the former site of the Woodbridge Bowling Center on Main Street. A new Tim Hortons Coffee House on Inman Avenue in Colonia on the former Wells Fargo Bank site to bring people to that district. A new restaurant to replace curtains next to the Avenel Performing Arts Center. A car assembly operation for Rivian on Route 1 South in Island at the former Sports Authority store, where e-vehicles will be serviced and distributed. A new restaurant called Violet's, modeled after Violet's Cellar in Staten Island, with the high-end Italian and contemporary American theme, right across from Town Hall underneath the Madeira complex. And a business called Wonder, which sells prepared meals in multiple cuisines from different popular restaurants at the corner of Rahway Avenue and Green Street. Special mention goes to Strickland Steakhouse, which was recently rated the second best in the entire state by New Jersey Monthly, and which is considering another restaurant next door at 104 Main Street, and we are all in. You've heard the words residential units and apartments mentioned several times when speaking about the strong economy here in Woodbridge. When it comes to our litany of strong downtown retail stores and restaurants, these housing units are the reason for that strength. Simply put, these restaurants and stores would not have opened without the influx of high-end units which bring people with money into our town to live and dine and shop. Ask any business owner from Playa Bowls to Novo Blanche or Pino's if they would be as successful without them. While these projects may have sparked controversy, their overwhelming success speaks for itself. Just look at the strollers and leashes all day on Main Street and the crowds of walkers at night for proof. And we thank those who supported us over the years as we stood firm in our confidence in that success. All of these economic development projects are handled through our redevelopment agency, which is headed by Carolyn Ehrlich and by her deputy, Heather Lamata, and through our planning department is headed by Marta Dardanlewski, and including building division inspectors Tony Tortorello and Greg Zock, and zoning officer Kimberly Mihalix. They help attract new businesses and service all of their needs until they are up and running. The process starts with a concept meeting and continues to an application, review, approval, permit, inspections, and finally to a certificate of occupancy. Would anyone involved in our economic development efforts please stand? One of the biggest concerns raised by our residents for the past 2 decades has been the lack of competition among cable companies for phone, computer, and internet services. Fortunately, 2 new options are in the works to bring this competition. Verizon has already begun a new project to invest in Woodbridge by building the infrastructure necessary to bring Fios to the township. Optimum has applied for permits to build 10 sites to house their fiber-only infrastructure for yet another option for our customers. Both will be up and running in some sections of town later this year, with expectations of full wiring within 3 years. We will expand our abandoned property effort under Dean Janowski to include commercial properties like the Jammers Bar on Route 35 in Avenel and the Liberty Tavern in Fords to get those properties back into productive use. The state has begun to design a new Cutter's Dock Bridge into the Penville site, though that project still has a 4-year time frame. Middlesex County has approved a new traffic light at West Avenue and Milos Way in Port Reading to make traveling that road safer. We remain interested in a healthcare use for the former site of the premier die casting company on Rahway Avenue in Avenel, with the help of Council President Corey Spiller, who leads the league in grand openings, as Route 1 and Avenel Street have had a large number of new businesses thanks to his help. A major new recreation improvement in town will be the activation of Pine Barrens Pond on Industrial Road in Caseby, which was recently environmentally remediated. This new attraction will include walking trails, picnic areas, and a fishing pond for our entire community. Just down the road is our Woodbridge Wetlands Park, which is hopefully in the final stages of review by state and federal agencies so that we can open it this year. We hope to start construction of our new and larger dog park behind the existing one in Seawarren, with additional parking built on the current dog park site. A new bridge funded by the County of Middlesex will connect our land across Smiths Creek to their Alvin P. Williams Park. Seawarren has received all of this attention lately, including the Matthew Jago School 28 expansion, thanks to the advocacy of Councilwoman Sharon McAuliffe. We continue to look out for our most vulnerable in our population in partnership with Steve Jobin and the Raritan Bay YMCA, and we'll be announcing new initiatives shortly. None of these projects would have been possible without the assistance of our partners in government at the county, state, and federal levels. Our service to our 103,000 residents is certainly enhanced with the help of these additional elected officials and their teams. That means the Middlesex County Board of Commissioners, led by Director Ron Rios, and including our very own former councilman and current commissioner, Charlie Kenny. That means our state elected officials, including State Senator Joe Vitale, and Assemblyman and current Speaker Craig Coughlin, along with Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez. This means our federal Congressman Frank Pallone and our United States Senators Cory Booker and newly elected Andy Kim, who we are just getting to know. All are regulars at Township events. All respond instantly to requests we get from residents who we cannot help directly, but who need to be referred to people at other levels of government. All have provided millions of grant dollars over their careers for all of the great things happening in town that are the subject of this address today. We thank them and recognize them for sharing in our success. As the senior managers in this township, we have the pleasure of working with department and division heads who simply know what they were doing and who do it very well. We say it all the time, that compliments far outnumber complaints in Woodbridge, which is not an exaggeration. And our employees know how to interact with the general public to handle their issues and solve their problems with a smile. Our police department remains the best in the state of New Jersey and one of only a handful that are evaluated every 3 years by the Commission on the Accreditation of Law Enforcement Agencies, where we receive top scores every time. We say all the time that we are the best in the state, and our police officers go out and prove it every single day. Our police force is at an all-time high with 234 officers, as we have worked diligently for years to increase our numbers to better serve the residents of Woodbridge. It seems like every few months we are recognizing officers for bravery and heroism in their everyday line of duty. People are alive today in Woodbridge Township because of the immediate attention they receive from police officers who are usually the first on the scene of an emergency. Congratulations to Bob Hubner, who recently retired after a 44-year stellar law enforcement career, including the last 14 as our police director. Bob prioritized officer training initiatives, assigned more uniformed officers to patrol, and expanded the community policing unit. Thank you, Director Hubner, for your leadership. Joe Niski was appointed the new director as of March 1st, and he will use his nearly 40 years of experience to lead the men and women of the department for the next several years. Joe has also been a career police officer in Woodbridge, who, along with Chief Law Enforcement Officer Brian Murphy, have the respect of their employees, the administration, and their peers across the state. We also appreciate our relationship with the rank and file police officers, as represented by PBA President Dean Janowski Jr. and Vice President Billy Petrovi, Superior Officers Association President Dan Perovic, and including Community Affairs Officers Mike Harris and Nate Santoni. They help make our police force visible with their community involvement, including National Night Out, Shop with a Cop, Bicycle Rodeo Preaching Safety, Toys for Tots, Coptoberfest, help with our food drives, and many others. If kids in town know cops in town, that's a good town. Would anyone connected to our nationally accredited police department please stand? Like our police department, our public works department is also tops in the entire state of New Jersey. Nobody collects trash and recycling like Woodbridge, and our parks are well maintained and constantly improved. If you want to see how good our snow removal is, just drive along our borders a few hours after a storm and see blacktop on one side and white streets on the other. George Brew leads this department incredibly well, and we are the envy of all towns around us. George is assisted by a dedicated and experienced group of 8 division leaders, including Joe Annuzzi in sanitation, Kevin Teen in roads, Bobby Higgins in parks, Joe Figaro in wastewater, Brian Burke in buildings and grounds, Tom Patton for custodians, Joe Rudy in equipment repair, and Mike Gellin in engineering, and over 200 dedicated public servants in our DPW. Would the leaders and any employees in public works please stand? Our health department recently saw another retirement of a 42-year veteran when Director Phil Bajowski called it a day 2 months ago. We congratulate Phil and thank him for his service and leadership. David Kolodziński has taken over the helm of the health department, overseeing the nursing, animal control, and environmental divisions, along with their most visible division of senior centers. Woodbridge has 6 senior centers, staffed by a terrific group of coordinators and led by Cynthia Ruzich, with an unbelievable schedule of luncheons, games, exercise classes, arts and crafts, and monthly bus trips. We offer a tremendous resource in our Senior Services Directory, where seniors can learn about offerings from all levels of government and all different types of private providers. Our seniors can attend our Senior Summit, compete in the New Jersey Senior Olympics, have their home improved by tooling around the Township and Patrick McSherry, or Tommy Toolbox and Eddie McSherry, get food delivered by Meals on Wheels, attend the Senior Police Academy, or shop the farmers market. Seniors, along with any resident of Woodbridge, can access our mobile health unit, which travels all around town to give residents access to healthcare professionals and get free testing and consultation, which in some cases has turned out to be life-saving. We have also continued our support for those addicted to drugs and alcohol and those in recovery from addiction, thanks to the efforts of Gabriella Pasternak and her team of employees and recovery coaches. We are a gold healthy town with the help of Councilman Greg Ficara and the wellness committee that he chairs. We have running races and walks, a bike share program, exercise equipment all over town, a dozen new pickleball courts, and more. Under the leadership of Department of Senior Services Director Michelle Morgan and her assistant Allison Cohen, seniors can attend programs on Medicare and Medicaid, financial planning, fraud prevention, or income taxes, and they also oversee social workers who help homebound seniors get the same programs and services they so desperately need. They also coordinate over a dozen buses in our senior transportation fleet, led by Diane Mantegas, and our riders love their trips to doctor appointments, shopping centers, and entertainment venues like our concerts, and of course, Atlantic City. If you are connected in any way to our departments of health or senior services, please stand and be recognized. Our recreation department has been busier than ever recently, as we keep offering more and more programs and services than ever before, primarily to the youth of our township, but also to families and seniors. Director Brian Molnar, Assistant Director Paul Lusick, and Manager Patrick Muller oversee the Woodbridge Community Center and its 5,000 members. They also oversee the club at Woodbridge, run by Keith Capinos, which just recently doubled its membership in the last 13 months to over 3,000 members. Woodbridge also has 3 teen centers run by Youth Services Division Head Jennifer Stockel for middle schoolers with daily activities and even evening entertainment. Last year, we added 10 concerts and entertainment shows on Saturday mornings for our younger kids, and this year we are doing even more. This is on top of our multitude of opportunities for kids during the year, like Big Wheels Day, the Fishing Derby, the Junior Police Academy, Youth and Government Day, and various Halloween and Christmas events run by coordinator Eileen Caggiano. Our recreation leagues have more kids playing than ever before, since we assumed management of baseball, softball, basketball, and soccer for boys and girls under the leadership of Bobby Tominski. Kids have access to the best turf fields under the lights with free camps and clinics, and we still allow travel and all-star teams the use of our facilities. Councilman Kyle Anderson has decades of experience running youth leagues and has been invaluable in advising us how to best ensure success with our efforts. Everyone enjoys dining at Mayor Mac's Cafe at the Cypress Rec Center, so if you have not been there, please make it a point to try it out. It is run by our students from 18 to 21 years old with special needs in the RISE program, and these young adults simply love working there. We followed up our highly successful Our House program for special needs adults with our second location at the former Mount Carmel School, which opened in January. It was appropriately named after the late Councilwoman Nancy Bader Drum, who always had a sweet spot in her heart for that population. Between the Board of Education and the Township of Woodbridge, there is no better town around for children and adults with special needs. Recreation also runs our amazing summer concert series from late June through early September, overseen by Bill Brandenburg, which this year has over 100 free shows on the schedule from Sundays through Fridays, the most ever. Throw in 6 shows at our Summerfest in early June and our Jazz Festival in September, along with our Saturday morning youth shows and the best 4th of July fireworks in the area, and we have free entertainment every day in the summer of 2025. The Rec Department also oversees our Barron Arts Center, run by Cynthia Knight, with its arts displays, poetry readings, and small music performances. Our Gallery on Main Art Museum, led by Brandon Powell, features the work of very talented artists who staff the facility from Thursdays through Sundays, and another very nice amenity for Main Street. Our arts effort also includes the Arts Express in early May, and our various murals and sculptures all over town. Our main arts asset continues to be the Avenel Performing Arts Center, run by Anthony Wilkinson, featuring music, comedy, and drama. All of these features combine to make us a true arts destination in the state of New Jersey. With our recreation department and anyone connected to our arts effort and theater, please stand and be recognized. Woodbridge is also a town that takes care of its veterans through the Recreation Department. Our annual Veterans Forum is a touching and emotional event that recognizes our living veterans, including several in their late 90s who fought in World War II, and including our oldest living veteran, 102-year-old Phil Swoboda of Avenel, and Stu Brandow of Woodbridge proper, who will hit 100 in May. Our Veterans Parade and Support the Troops rally, and our support for 6 VFW posts, 3 American Legion posts, and our Reinhardt Detachment of the Marine Corps League prove that Woodbridge Township appreciates everything our veterans did, putting their lives at risk to protect our freedoms. And our Young Marines paramilitary program is introducing teens to the values of discipline, leadership, and community service. There is no stronger advocate than Councilwoman Debbie Meehan when it comes to supporting our veterans, which she does through her private business owning the Corner newspaper. 2 pages every month highlight the men and women currently serving overseas in harm's way to protect our freedoms. Thank you, Debbie. Would any veterans in the audience please stand and be recognized? Carolyn Ehrlich also oversees our newly formed Sustainability Division, which is run by environmental experts Tom Flynn, along with Nicole Lawrence and Kush Shah. Though we no longer participate in the annual Sustainable New Jersey competition, after winning it 13 of the last 14 years, we have not diminished our commitment to the concept of being an environmentally friendly town. We still focus aggressively on recycling, and our reuse center turns one person's junk into another person's treasure. We still have an aggressive effort on National Public Lands Day and Earth Day, and we are constantly planting new trees and building rain gardens. We have the first electric roll-off garbage truck in the country and the first electric senior citizen bus in the state of New Jersey, and we have installed charging stations around town with more to come. Our Restaurant to the Rescue and school food recovery programs under Peter Barcelona bring usable leftover food to food pantries where it can be distributed to those in need. In partnership with the Chamber, we recognize restaurants and businesses who share our goal of being sustainable, and we have helped residents and businesses become more flood resilient. We are in discussions with a large company looking for a site for carbon capture, the latest technology for fighting climate change. And this would result in an investment in our economy of close to $1 billion worth to come to fruition. We have a terrific library system, and if you listen to our weekly calls, you see that half of the events are in one of our 4 libraries, the main in Woodbridge, plus Ford's, Colonia, and Island. Monica Eppinger oversees dozens of employees who not only handle our library services, but who also enhance offerings to kids, families, and seniors with movies, seminars, book readings, and other events. Councilwoman Lisbeth De Jesus reports every meeting on library activity and ensures that their needs are met by our township government. Isha Vias, as the long-term board president, is a stable presence to ensure the system's viability. Another of the main reasons for our success as a governmental entity is our public relations effort, overseen by Director John Haggerty and his Deputy Director Megan Kushba, and Social Media Coordinator Kelly with an IE Walsh. They, along with the TV 35 staff, are always behind the camera instead of in front of it. And TV 35 is also run by Gina Forbes, which all do an amazing job letting people know what will happen and then documenting that it did happen. You will hear more from funny man Joe Fernandez and Samantha Ross and the TV 35 team in a few minutes. Few people know that the township has a formal Department of Administration and Finance, led by Vito Simaluka as BA and Casey Wagner as Deputy Business Administrator. They oversee Jennifer Burns in Purchasing, Darren Crocker in Human Resources, the Controller's Office with CFO Manny Fernandez and Deputy Mike Klepchek and Accountant Katie Mullen, Rich Lorenzen in the Tax Collector's Office, Rich Duda in the Tax Assessor's Office, and Information Technology led by Scott Kuzma. A group of people that also work behind the scenes instead of in public, but who also do a great job making sure all of our departments and divisions have the resources they need to succeed. The backbone of all of our offices dedicated to resident services is the administrative staff in every department, including the mayors, which in Woodbridge means Pam Lukes, Nicolette Dunn, Geraldine Mazurik, and Loretta Dowd. They handle thousands of phone calls and office visits, making sure resident issues are handled and making sure we show up when and where we are supposed to. John Mitch's team in the Township Clerk's Office, assisted by Deputy Clerk Cheryl Sharkey, helps thousands of people a year with licenses, permits, vital statistics, and public records. The place you never want to visit, our municipal court led by Gary Kaler, is the second busiest in the state and quietly handles millions of dollars of township money. Would anyone who works in sustainability, the library, communications, TV 35, administration and finance, the clerk's office, the court, or the mayor's office, please stand and be recognized. We owe a special debt of gratitude to Erica Aber, our law department's paralegal secretary, who keeps all of our attorneys on the straight and narrow. Not an easy job with Township Attorney Jim Nolan. Erica is joining the ranks of retirees in a few months after serving the township for 37 years since she started here in 1988, and she'll be sorely missed. Erica, please take a bow for your great work for the township. We also have an amazing group of volunteers on our boards and commissions, like the Planning, Library, Zoning, and Rent Leveling Boards, the Environmental, Cable, Cultural Arts, Historic Preservation, and Human Rights Commissions, the Woodbridge Housing Authority, Redevelopment Agency, and the Woodbridge and Island Special Improvement Districts. These individuals spend countless hours of their time, often at night when they could be home with their families, and we truly appreciate their dedication and commitment to our township. To those who work at or volunteer with our over 50 houses of worship, or our civic and charitable groups like the Elks, the Knights of Columbus, Rotary Club, Independent Club of Colonia, or the Boy and Girl Scouts, thank you for all that you do. You run food pantries, clothes closets, spaghetti dinners and pancake breakfasts, and when someone is in need in Woodbridge Township or the victim of a tragedy or catastrophe, you are always there to help. Volunteer efforts are especially appreciated in our recently completed Have a Heart food drive, which collected thousands of pounds of food and thousands of dollars to the cause of food insecurity here in Woodbridge. We also appreciate the year-round efforts of the Mayor's Advisory Committee, which is a great starting point for those looking to get involved. Led by Terry Sharkey, they are active in so many great township events like parades and races and the Senior Olympics and the Paranormal Expo, and these events simply would not be as successful without them. Would anyone who volunteers on a township board or for any church, civic, or community group please stand and be recognized? If there is anyone left in the audience that did not stand yet, please see any township employee after the presentation, and you will be given an assignment so you can stand during next year's State of the Township address. And now, in closing, yeah. Why are you interrupting me? I forgot something really important. I'm running out of time. I wrote it. I should read that? You sure? All right. In one final piece of news, and perhaps saving the best for last, based on constant requests for this company to move to Woodbridge, there will be a new tenant in the Best Buy shopping center on Route 1 South, across from Woodbridge Center, next to Raymore and Flanagan's. The most sought-after American-owned and operated grocery store is finally coming to Woodbridge after we beat out all of our neighboring towns that have been competing to attract it. Yes, we are talking about Trader Joe's coming to Woodbridge. Thanks for reminding me, I might have forgot that. In closing, after I was so rudely interrupted, you all know and see the mayor. You all know and see the township council, and you know and see the department and division heads. You see the results of our efforts to grow our local economy and to bring economic development and jobs and new businesses to town while keeping property taxes stable. You don't always see, however, the other 1,200 employees working hard for Woodbridge Township. You don't see the truck drivers who pick up your blue and green cans before you wake up. You don't see the midnight police shift patrolling our streets and keeping them safe. If you don't have a parent in town, you don't see our great senior services. And if you don't have a kid, you don't see our tremendous youth services. You will likely never meet more than a couple dozen of the dedicated and talented employees who make this township run. But you can sleep well knowing that they are working hard for you to make your life better. The state of Woodbridge Township, like the state of any municipality, is the same as the quality of life in that town. The quality of life in any town depends on the caliber of programs and services delivered in that town. The caliber of these programs and services in any town depends on the people delivering those programs and services every single day. In Woodbridge, that means the state of the township is outstanding because the quality of life here is terrific due to the efforts of all of the people in our team who work for and volunteer for Woodbridge Township and help make it that way. It's a great honor to be the leader of this tremendous community and its amazing workforce. Thank you to all of the people mentioned here and referred to in this address who are responsible for making Woodbridge the best town around. Thank you. And now we're going to have a little bit of entertainment. What should we do this year for the entertainment for the State of the Township event? I really liked being the host of Jeopardy! Doing TV was fun. I wonder what other TV shows I could do. Let me think about it.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who was hanging with three very lovely girls. All of them were very smart, like that lady. The youngest one had curls.
It's the story of a man named Johnny who was hanging with three boys of his own. They were four men who were strong and handsome, but they were all alone. Till the one day when the lady met the fella, and they shared this idea during lunch, that this group could someday run the township. And that's the way they all became the Woodbridge Bunch, the Woodbridge Bunch, the Woodbridge Bunch. And that's the way they became the Woodbridge Bunch.
Hey, where you been?
I was out with my friend George.
George? George who?
George Brew. Yeah, that's it, George Brew.
George Brew. So did you know that Marta was named Planner of the Year by the International Planning Society?
Wow. And of course, her department has issued more building permits than any other department in the country for 10 years in a row. Why is it always about Marta? Marta, Marta, Marta!
Come listen to a story about a man named John, was a town CFO who knew what was going on. And then one day he said he'd run for mayor, but to get this woman's vote he was gonna have to pay her cash, that is, fancy cars, gold bars. Well, the next thing you know, Big Mac became the man. He won the mayor's race and people knew he had a plan. He set the Woodbridge record when he got to 18 years, so to celebrate he brought a fridge and loaded it with beers. Miller Lite, that is. Tastes great, less filling.
The Woodbridge Town Sillies.
Sit a spell, have some dessert. Y'all come back next year now, you hear?
Why is he suturing his own face?
To turn me on? McSexy wants an x-ray to check for fractures.
McSexy?
No.
McYummy?
No.
McCormick.
Ah, there it is.
From Television City in Hollywood.
Before the bars began to fade,
Folks went after games they played.
guys like us, we had it made. Those were the days.
We loved Butts Hut and Poor Billy's.
Delina's Bar and Lemon Tree. Mr. the Best Pizza Boyga was at the Liberty. Flips and Hanks and Pioneer.
Central Bar's food had no peer.
Riffies for a cold draft beer. Those were the days.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say thank you for being a friend.
Anyone have plans for this evening?
We should go up to the community center and meet some of those men from the senior billiards club.
Pussycat, when was the last time you had a date?
Ma, don't you think that's a little personal?
Oh, that long, huh?
That sounds like fun.
Every time I go there, I meet men like Pat Trombetta.
Me too.
I don't meet men there. They all think I am a man.
Girls, can you believe it's almost time for the Highland Grove Swim Club to reopen?
Well, I'm not looking forward to putting on a swimsuit anytime soon.
I just went through my closet and I found my old bathing suit. Girls, do you think I could still pull it off?
Right now, I don't think you could cut it off.
Blanche, are you wearing a swimsuit or is your nightgown really, really wrinkled?
Oh, hush. I just want to look good for Mayor McCormick and council.
I hear the mayor's coming to Maple Tree Manor. I think we should put out a welcome mat for him.
Rose, honey, we don't have a welcome mat.
What about that welcome mat that Dorothy says at the foot of your bed?
Picture this, Menlo Park Terrace, 1978. A beautiful peasant olive-skinned girl meets a tall Irish college man. They become friends, they sing, they live, they slam down a few mellow lights. This girl convinces this man to run for mayor of Woodbridge Township. Now that peasant girl was me, and that man was John McCormick.
Ma, I have a feeling you're lying.
Now, Dorothy, be positive.
Okay, I'm positive you're lying. I heard Woodbridge Township just hired a whole bunch of new police officers. I'm gonna call one of them to come and take you away.
That's the only way a man would take your call.
And now, a message from our sponsor.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of the chamber team that really helps this town succeed. It's easier than it seems. The mate was a mighty landscaper, the skipper brave and sure. The rest of the board was real good too. Their legend would endure. Their legend would endure. The pandemic made things really tough. The membership paid the cost. If not for the courage of the board members, the chamber would be lost. The chamber would be lost. They did things right and settled in at 178 Main with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his pal, the movie star, the professor and Mary Ann, here to make your business gain.
From Television City in Hollywood.
It's a
Sonny and Cher show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sonny and Cher.
They say we're young and we don't know. We won't find out until we grow. Well, I don't know. I'll ask you. You got me, and baby, I got you. Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe. They say our love won't pay the rent before it's earned. Our money is all been spent. I guess that's so. We don't have a pie, but at least I'm sure of all the things we got. Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
So who told you you could sing?
My mother.
Who told you you could dance?
You did.
You know, if one of us was going to be elected mayor of our hometown, I would have thought it would have been me. You know, why don't you just go skiing this weekend? My treat. Once upon a time, there were 3 professionals who worked for Woodbridge Township in very boring jobs, checking out work sites for new companies coming to town. But I took them away from all of that. Now they work for me. My name is Johnny. Good morning, angels.
Good morning, Johnny.
Well, angels, we talked yesterday about those mysterious drone sightings over Woodbridge, New Jersey. Take a look at this photo. Let's see what you can find out about this group, angels.
Can't be her, Johnny. She runs a really successful bagel business.
This guy is too busy being the council president. Can't be him.
This one has a full-time job and is fire chief in Forge for the 5th time. Cross him off the list.
She runs a newspaper and helps a lot of people. No way she is involved.
This one spends so much time running kids' sports leagues. When could he possibly fly drones?
This guy was a career cop. No way he is crooked.
This guy is too busy making Woodbridge a healthy town. Skip him.
This one works in a school and passed a background check. I would keep looking elsewhere.
Nobody ever knows where he is.
Johnny, I think the suspect is in the municipal building. Let's go check it out.
Drones. My drones are everywhere in Woodbridge. Come and get me!
Remove the hood and stand up. Turn around. Hands behind your back.
That's our villain. He's behind the drones. Great job again, angels. You saved Woodbridge Township. Oh, we saved Woodbridge. We saved Woodbridge.
Wake up, wake up.
Wow. That was some dream. And you were in it. And so were you. And so were you. And so were you. Wow, we really did save Woodbridge in this dream. It's a good thing. It's the best town around. Boy, maybe next year I can be in the movies. Oh boy, this is gonna be great!
I wish I could remember my lines.
I can't, I didn't even look at my lines yet.
She convinces this man to can't laugh.
I'm sorry.
Why are you making her laugh? This is
I
serious.
never slammed down a few Miller Lights.
Oh my
I
God.
slimmed down way more than a few.
I can't. We slammed down a few Miller Lights.
What do you think, girls?
That's not your line.
Close enough.
No, your line, my line depends on your line.
What has my career come to?
Anthony, you're nice and tan though, I gotta tell you. Thank you.
It's not from natural causes.
Cut.
I never even say that word.
I know.
And you're making me say that word.
I'm not making you say that word.
You're all making me say that bad word.
Don't say a bad word, you're fine.
Girls, can you believe it's almost time for the Highland Grove Club swim?
You're the only one here that acts for a living. And you can't get a damn word right. Right?
Highland Grove
Swim Club.
Jerry, don't tap the coffee cup when you're ready.
I can't work like this.
See, remember at Vito's
You're
party?
so good. You were
said
so
that.
good.
And I said, I hope you forget.
No, I
And you
said,
didn't
I said
forget.
you're gonna be wonderful.
You're gonna be wonderful.
Except when you tap your glass.
Jerry, almost like
Stop yelling at me.
He's not yelling, he's the director.
all right, let's do it one more time.
Why? I think.
Wait. Wait for action.
Picture this, Menlo Park Terrace, 1978. A beautiful olive peasant girl. Damn it!
Okay.
My voice is cracking.
Yeah, it's cracking a little bit. Maybe start
Puberty, it's puberty.
Who's that? The typing just for a second. I'm sorry.
I can't work like this. A whole lot of loving is what we'll be bringing. Come on, get happy. We got a scene when we're traveling together.
I got half of that on tape for you.
No. I forgot you were taping. Oh, how about sit a spell, have some dessert.
Dessert.
Sit a spell. Why am I looking at the camera? They say hello, pay the rent, or it's earned, our money's all been spent.
The headband is great.
Damn, we look good, don't we?
Groovy.
You gotta kiss me.
Makeup?
Hair? Device feminine enough there, Anthony?
Yeah, the hair thing was good.
I got hair in my mouth.
Leave that in.
This is real fruit?
Carol's gonna take the banana.
I do want the banana. Has issued, we gotta do that one again.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I
You
blew
didn't
it.
say George who. So I was like,
I didn't?
No.
One little two-word line and I forgot it twice.
Okay.
Oh, you did. You gotta be smoother too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were the days. All right, I want to see it before I say yes.
I'm not sure what to say. I'm not sure what to say. Can I borrow that wig? Okay. Wow. Which one? The share. I like the share. Yeah, I like the share. I'm at a loss for words, and that never happens. So I want to thank everybody again for coming to the State of the Township address. You know, myself, Mary, and Amanda in the chamber office always communicate with chambers in other townships, other cities, other municipalities, other counties, and we always brag that we have the strongest relationship between a chamber and a township in the entire state. And I truly mean that. We would not be able to work together harmoniously like we do if we did not have the relationship that we have. So thank you to Woodbridge Township for your partnership and your support with the Woodbridge Chamber of Commerce. Mayor McCormick always talks about Woodbridge being the greatest town around, and at the chamber we kind of stole that from him, saying that the Woodbridge Chamber is the best chamber around. So it is really fitting that I present Mayor McCormick with, here, I gotta go to my secret hiding spot. Mayor, cool, right?
Yeah.
Mayor McCormick is an official member of the best chamber around.
All right. Can I say a few words?
Of course.
Thank you very much, Lyle. We really do appreciate the relationship we have. Just one note, that refrigerator is in my garage, and that's what it really looks like. That's not a prop. It's not a prop. I have a party every Labor Day Saturday, and everybody brings Miller Lite. And they're supposed to bring it warm. Proper picnic etiquette is to bring beer warm to a picnic. You don't bring it cold, because then if you can't ice everything up, it goes bad. No one listens. They all bring it cold. That is really my fridge, and I'm looking forward to it. But I never drink it home. It'll be there next September. That's why I re-gift. So if I come to your party with a case of Miller Lite, I didn't pay for it. I do want to recognize one special guest today who's come to the State of the Township address, and that is my mom. Mary McCormick, 89 years old and still living in the house in Menlo Park Terrace that I grew up in since 1960. It really means a lot that you're here. My little brother Tommy, my sister Anne Marie, her husband John. Thanks for coming out. I hope you enjoyed it. And believe me, my mom is my biggest critic. As soon as I leave this, as soon as she gets a chance, she's going to tell me everything I did wrong, everything she didn't like about the video. But go easy on me, will you? This wasn't an easy one. Ladies and gentlemen, my mom, thank you.